Alrighty, guys, we are back. It's your boy EQ, and up next we have Joe Budden attacks Drake for pressing Demar DeRozan at Raptors game over a Kendrick Lamar music video. Obviously, it wasn't so much pressing as it was him staring awkwardly at Demar DeRozan, and all DeRozan did was just prove how unbothered he was and how unthreatened he felt. There was definitely no bullying going down, and even Chubbs had to look away at the awkwardness. And guys, you also have to understand that Kendrick and DeRozan have a more personal relationship. He says it's more like family. DeRozan already said they grew up with each other and their families were friends, you know? So, yeah, man, it's obvious to see why DeRozan chose the side that he chose. And even with that being said, he still showed love to Drake and was like, yeah, he was the homie, but like, bam, family is family, basically. And now Joe Budden has given his take on the whole situation. Obviously, their relationship has definitely been at the very best, very, very strained, stemming from even past the beef. Like, I'm pretty sure Joe is still mad that Drake smashed one of his chicks. And he tries to say that he's not bothered by that, but you can tell this is definitely something deeper than that. I feel like anytime he gets to kick Drake's back end over something, he's going to do it. And this seems to be another one of those moments. So enough dilly-dallying, let's jump right into the video. Again, it's entitled Joe Budden Attacks Drake for pressing Demar DeRozan at Raptors game over Kendrick Lamar music video while wearing pink berets.
It's officially fourth quarter and Joe Budden wants all the smoke with Drake once again. Now last week, the boy Drizzy Drake pulled up on Demar DeRozan. Drake pulled up to not only diss Demar DeRozan, but to also check his temperature.
Sure. Yes, if you ever put a DeRozan banner up, I'll go up there and pull it down myself. That's the answer to your question.
I mean, being the all-time leader in a lot of the categories, more than likely will get that. You can't change the fact that he is a all-time Raptor. And it's really funny he didn't do this with LeBron, who was literally there the night before, especially with it being a LeBron and Bronny game. You would think he'd want to make it out to that. But if that were the case, I'm pretty sure LeBron would have stared right back and said something. And that would have been even more hilarious.
Is that what you're going to ask?
No, I didn't mention
well, you
that
know,
at all.
DeRozan and Kyle.
Yeah.
Treasure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And have made an impact on the history of the Raptors that are going to be ruled.
I don't think people understand that's our first.
Chubbs did not crash out.
Right?
And it's
So
a
that's
legit
incredible.
banner, too. That banner is beautiful. It's absolutely spectacular, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're playing this booth tonight, but it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Now this all comes after Demar DeRozan was a part of the Not Like Us music video where Kendrick Lamar dissed Drake and also called him a PDF. A lot of people started to resurface this video where Demar DeRozan was talking about how Drake helped him when he was in the dark spot in Toronto.
You went to Drake after you were traded. What did you guys talk about?
Man, we just really sat there and, you know, besides basketball, everything, just the reassurance of, like, you know, that was my partner. That was a friend. That was a friend of mine that was like, man, get away.
People have to realize you can have multiple friends, and you can have some friends that are more like family.
From everything. I know it's crazy. I couldn't even turn on TV that day. Phone was going crazy. I just went over there and we sat and talked for hours. Ate, sat and talked, and I think more than anything, just him being there for me as a friend.
Right.
First and foremost, you know, and no matter what, you know, when it come to him, he'll forever have a friend in me and loyalty
I don't like the way Drake is gazing at him either.
out of me because, you know, he cared.
Yeah, he was there for you.
He was there for me when everything was just going crazy.
Right.
You know, and kind of just got me settled in the sense of, like, you know, you're gonna get past it, don't even worry.
Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, initially I was like, damn, that is kind of messed up. The man Drizzy Drake was there for you when you weren't feeling your best, and you turned around and shit on him. But let's be honest here, Drake isn't exactly the most loyal person. Keep in mind, this is not only the...
I mean, the dude has a very long history of doing the people around him very, very foul. So it doesn't matter if you're a stranger or an ally. I feel like the dude has definitely built a reputation of being, like he said, not the most loyal of guys, and somebody that will smash your chick if he gets the opportunity. They definitely just made a mountain out of a molehill. I don't think DeRozan had any hatred towards Drake at all, but the fact is, if he is closer to Kendrick, you can't be surprised that he chose that side. And even then, he still showed Drake love. And also, we don't know what may have transpired after the fact, after that interview, because, yeah, if the dude has a reputation for doing his friends dirty as well, who's to say that something didn't happen between them as well?
same guy that smashes married women, but he also fucked Lil Wayne's chick while he was locked up. There's no honor amongst thieves. If Drake was a loyal person, a guy...
I want to say that's why, like, allegedly Lil Wayne, like, snuffed him in the face, if I'm not mistaken. That was a rumor that was going around. Maybe the reason why he chose to get that Lil Wayne tattoo on him.
Who never did nobody wrong, then yeah, sure, I'll feel bad for him. But Drake is a person who has fucked over a whole lot of people, so maybe this was just Drake's karma. Now, yesterday on the Joe Budden podcast, episode 773, Joe Budden actually clowned Drake for pulling up on DeMar DeRozan and just staring at him. Here's what Joe said.
It was awkward.
I think that Drake takes Not Like Us really, really serious as he should. And I think that's him and his people spreading that, hey, y'all niggas is dancing to some shit that's calling me a pedophile.
That's not him and his people, Joe.
Just hear me out. I think him and his team look at it like that.
Well, obviously, they wouldn't be acting like the way they are if it wasn't the case. This is just adding more fuel to the fire and reminding people. I feel like when you show people you're bothered, they just continue with the jokes and they go even harder because they're seeing they get a reaction and they're getting rewarded by it. By those reactions and by the clicks and the attention, which can many times lead to people making money off of this. So yeah, man, you can't be surprised that people continue to do it and continue to bring it up when you're showing that you're so bothered, even though you want to tell people otherwise.
And while it could be true, I think a lot of West Coast people just took a West Coast pride.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I think it was.
Song. I don't think some people.
If your neighbor has the freaking song of the year, if your neighbor has like one of these moments to not support him, you'd be a way bigger hater in that situation. I totally agree with Joe right here. This is definitely taking pride in your coast, taking pride in the West Coast for even for it having so many like legends that have come out of the West Coast. Like it's still one of those places that still kind of feel like an underdog. Like it's still one of those places that still feel like they're overlooked, especially right now. Yeah, we do have Kendrick. Other than that, like LA rap really hasn't been on the map like it once was. Definitely a lot of thanks were given to Kendrick because he definitely showcased a lot of those acts during the Kendrick and Friends show. But yeah, I feel like, yeah, there is a chip on their shoulder. So it's no wonder why people from LA, people from the West Coast are really proud of the success. And obviously we're going to side with Kendrick.
People take that song as serious.
Look what happened to the game. We're not.
Him. I would agree.
So
I agree with all that.
So
I agree with everything you're saying.
DeMar DeRozan didn't know the extent of which Drake felt. And
it don't matter.
Maybe he didn't look at it like some big crossing of the line. He should feel the way.
Sure.
It's never the conflict. It's the inability to navigate conflict. It's never the conflict.
It's the wrong moves.
What he did with the conflict is where I'm like,
You're showing you're bothered, and even when you go and try to press them, you don't look intimidating. I don't think there was 1 ounce of fear in DeRozan. So that was obviously ineffective. Even Chubbs had to look away, you know? So it's like, obviously that wasn't the most effective move. Maybe going up to him and making peace would have been honestly better. Obviously that's not what happened. I'm not going to lie and say you haven't been like mis-strategizing like literally this whole year. I feel like in that moment he was kind of trying to live up to who he thinks people expect him to be or want him to be or I don't know. Like, man, this is the very thing that Lil Wayne was telling you not to do, to be anything other than yourself. And right now it's like who knows if he even knows who he really wants to be. Like, obviously he's a very sensitive guy. He's proven it throughout the years. And this is just another moment that like conveys that. He just honestly has to leave this in the past because the more he brings it up, the more he shows that he's bothered by it. We probably should have already got the Party collaboration album with him. I feel like right now they're probably trying to decide what the best next move is for him. And maybe something like that would be the best. But doing all these antics is definitely not helping your image right now. Like you doing this and leaning into the beef still is obviously something that people are going to like throw back in your face. You just got to learn from the situation and keep it pushing, fam. Especially being mad at somebody that probably isn't really even thinking about you on the daily. And this guy seems to be living rent free in your head. So yes, this is definitely something he has to just leave in the past, or just like, yo, if this guy was that much of a homie, fam, just like, bro, piece it up, man. Like it's really as simple as that. And piggybacking off of what they said, maybe DeRozan didn't know how Drake felt about that record, but at the end of the day, fam, you can't control how somebody reacts to something, and that goes for both Drake and DeRozan. You can't control how Drake feels, and you can't control how DeRozan feels. At the end of the day, he must have felt immense pride for the fact that his brother and Kendrick was doing the things he was doing, and obviously chose to support him. And if Drake was going to be mad about that, it's obviously something that DeRozan could live with. I don't think he's bothered at all by this.
And not even because I've already came to the conclusions I need to come to about him. But all that standing at the game, the ice grilling, the face,
corny.
the mumbling under the breath, like, we niggas and we respectful, so we ain't gonna say it. But you a bitch. Like, I ain't even about to try to sit here and do a bunch of unpacking.
Cut right to the chase.
He went to the game and cut his eyes.
And sucked his teeth.
Yeah, he fucking duck-lipped his way. Oh, these are the duck lips of death.
I'm telling you, that combo with the barrettes, man, it was lethal, man. But nah, obviously it did not affect DeRozan at all, guys.
Ooh. Talk about DuckTales.
Joe is relishing in it, though.
My game and cut eyes at me.
Now, I do agree with Joe. Even though Joe threw a little bit of sauce on it, I definitely wouldn't call Drake a bitch for that, because what else is he supposed to do? You're the ambassador of the team, so obviously you're not going to rush the court.
I mean, it just so happened that the day that they were retiring Vince Carter's jersey, another legendary Raptor, probably with the best uniforms during his era, that DeRozan was also there as well. So yeah, you were going to have to see him, and you were going to see him eventually, fam. He's at those games enough where, it was a matter of time. And obviously DeRozan has definitely moved on, and Drake is still living in the past and showing how bothered he is. Obviously, we're all seeing this together, guys. So let's not lie to ourselves and say that he's not bothered. Obviously, staring somebody down like that proves that you are a little annoyed at the very least. So yeah, he's going to have to definitely like honestly move on. Either that or, dude, start calling these people out. But all this passive aggressive stuff, it does not look good.
And try to fight DeMar DeRozan. Drake is a rapper, so he did what rappers do best. Use your words. Hey, if you guys hang his jersey up in the rafters, I'm climbing up there and I'm taking it down. But at the same time, Drizzy, why are you pressing a goddamn basketball player? Now, I do not condone violence, but if you really wanted to impress people, pull up on actual rappers or non-basketball players that had smoke with you during your beef with Kendrick. You and Met.
Mind you, like I said, DeRozan was not scared at all. And the fact that he does have a job to protect, you can't go around beating up the fans, because at the end of the day, that's what Drake is. He's a fan. He's also one of the ambassadors for the Raptors, but at the end of the day, he is just a fan. So yeah, you don't want to go and do that. But I would highly doubt that if Drake and DeRozan were at like some restaurant, I cannot believe for a second that Drake would do the same stuff, because then who knows what happens. I think DeRozan would probably just laugh, because I don't think he's scared of this guy at all. And also with it being in the game, I feel like Drake really didn't see like the potential for it to go like awry, and with Drake saying what he said at that game, knowing it was going to be broadcasted everywhere, he pretty much probably felt no potential threats from DeRozan, because yeah, like I said, he's not going to be dumb enough to go and do something while he's like working. The energy Drake gave at that arena is different than the energy he would give like away from the cameras and security and stuff like that.
Metro were supposed to be at 21 Savage's birthday party together. That would have been a perfect place and time to pull up and press Metro. Even though Metro isn't a rapper, people would have at least given you credits for doing this on US soil. And if you watch DeMar DeRozan, DeMar is the nicest guy ever. He probably just didn't want to
mess up 21's party.
We all know he's tied with some cribs. He does not give off the energy like he wants smoke. I want to see Drizzy pull up on Westbrook. I want to see Drizzy pull up on LeBron James.
And I'm pretty sure they were there the day before, so obviously that did not happen. I don't think anything physical would have happened, but I'm pretty sure they would have had a few words for him back and probably roasted him right back, because these two would have never been intimidated by that.
That would return the same energy to you. You guys get in the comments below. What do you guys think about Joe?
Yeah, man. LeBron would have like walked right over to him. Westbrook would have walked right over to him, and it wouldn't have been that same energy. More than likely because Drake probably knows that they would have done that, especially with the fact that Drake has already proven on camera that he yearns for LeBron's approval. And then LeBron treats him like a son. If you guys have watched the Drake and LeBron interview, you guys saw like it was more like a father-son dynamic versus like a homie or like a big bro, little bro situation. So yeah, it's just something that definitely wouldn't have happened if they were there in that arena instead of DeRozan.
Joe calling Drake a bitch for pulling up on DeMar DeRozan courtside. If I'm not mistaken, I believe this is the first time Joe has actually called Drake a bitch. Post comments below.
Obviously, he has had a bone to pick with Drake for a long time. obviously Joe does not like Drake at all. Like, he will be objective at times when it comes to some of the music, but when it's, like I said earlier in the intro, when it's time to kick Drake's back in, oh, he's ready, fam. But yeah, man, I don't think Drake really pressed DeRozan at all. He stared at him awkwardly, and like I said, Chubbs looked the other way. It was just an awkward exchange. DeRozan, I feel like, is not scared at all, and like DeRozan is definitely unaffected by this. I feel like even with Drake trying to act tough and press him like on camera, I feel like it kind of made him look less intimidating. But maybe that's what he was going for, man. It was definitely not a great look. All we gotta do is just look at what the internet's been saying about it. I feel like Drake would do better just by like piecing it up with him and squashing that beef, at least with DeRozan, because if they were homies like that, I'm pretty sure like a few minute conversation would probably cure most of their problems, especially with the fact that DeRozan did show love even after like siding with Kendrick. But Drake obviously is in his feelings and sensitive, and he's proven it again. And we'll see what does happen, because eventually DeRozan will get his jersey retired up there. He's leading in almost every major category as a Raptor, and he was definitely very beloved. So it's only a matter of time. If Vince Carter got one, I'm pretty sure DeRozan's going to get one. And I love Vince Carter, but DeRozan was that guy while he was there. But definitely let me know what you guys think about Joe Budden attacking Drake for pressing DeRozan at the Raptors game. I honestly think, yeah, man, he's just one of many that are sharing the same sentiments right now. It was definitely not a great look. Like, if you were going to do it, you should have did it right, and that wasn't the way to do it. And also let me know if you guys think DeRozan and Drake will ever repair their relationships. I don't know. I feel like DeRozan really doesn't care at all, but I guess we'll see. Definitely hit the like and subscribe button, guys. It does the channel wonders. Thank you guys so much for watching, guys. We blew past 3K, and honestly, it's all thanks to you guys. The growth of the channel has been amazing. I was honestly shooting for 1,000 subs over the course of a year, and we're well over 3K, and I want to say 8 months, or this is the 8th month that we're going into right now. So I want to say we did it in 7 months, and it's all thanks to you guys. I really want to thank you guys so much. Let you guys know that I am super grateful for you guys watching these videos and also contributing so many dope dialogues in the comments. They're honestly amazing. Like, I think that's probably my favorite part of the videos, and also the love and support you guys show in there. The amount of people saying they love the reactions and that they love the channel, it can be overwhelming. It's awesome, and I want to thank you guys. So yeah, hope you guys love the video, and I hope to see you guys soon. Yeah, man, I feel like anytime Drake has something that can be criticized, Joe is definitely going to be one of the first people to go off. It never fails.